According to the World Bank Group, approximately 55.5% of the South African population is living in poverty at the national upper poverty line, while a total of 13.8 million people are experiencing food poverty.
This is Stories Untold, the home of good news. I am Pulemolobati. Thank you for choosing us as your source of information today. And today's show is no different. We deliver great and inspirational news of individuals who do extraordinary things. And we are about to take a journey with Percy Malepe. He is founder of Ikemeleng Foundation. As a matter of fact, I'm bringing our show today at their premises. They focus mostly on food security through their garden programs, but also they provide meals for over 400 people through their soup kitchen. Let's begin to get to know the men first, and then we'll find out more about this initiative.
Ikemeleng Foundation is an NPO in Diepkloof Extension 6, founded by Percy Malepe alongside his partner Pepane.
Ikemeleng Foundation is a youth-led organization that was found in the year 2020, June, on the 5th of June. That was during COVID lockdown. So it's basically young people who gathered together and started exchanging ideas. And in the process of doing that, we thought of starting a project that will assist the community, and as starting that project, we were looking at the challenges that were faced by the community, and one of the most challenges that were faced by the community was of food security. So that is why we started the soup kitchen as our first project. The name Ikemeleng means stand up for yourselves. So it's youth who stood up for themselves because they didn't want to wait for someone to come and do something for them. So we stood up and found something that we can do for the community, and something that in the long run can also create employment for the community, as we have like high rate of unemployment within the community, particularly within the community of Diepkloof in the informal settlement, and majority of people that are unemployed is youth. So we wanted to empower youth by starting something like we've started.
Percy is my partner. We met in 2016 while I was still in varsity. So we went to the same school, where then we were not dating. We were not dating, but only after matric we then met and got into a relationship. And since then, he has been the one person in my life, and fortunately we were blessed with two beautiful kids in 2021. So the idea of Ikemeleng was actually born before 2020, because we kept on saying we want to do stuff, we want to do this and that. Only in 2020 we were like, baby, we've been talking about things, we've been writing down stuff, but we haven't really been taking action. I think now it's about that time where we start doing something about our lives, because then we saw how affected we were with the COVID. Obviously me losing my job and him not working anywhere.
We started as a team of 5. So amongst ourselves, we each of us brought something from home. So we brought like little pots. Others brought like some spoons. Others brought some knives. And we contributed the little that we had amongst each other to start making something, because when we started this, we didn't want to just depend on people to help, but we wanted to demonstrate so that they can see what we're trying to do, so that they can help in the process when they really saw what we were trying to do. So each one of us took out something, then we started cooking with a little 2-plate gas stove and a 9 kg gas cylinder. On our first day, I think we fed about 86 to 87 people. Yeah, when we started with those little pots.
I met Komoto, who's also the co-founder. I met Komoto through him because I was like, okay, I think your part will be to do the recruiting. If you do know anyone that might be interested to start the foundation with us, you can, perhaps try find people who would join us. Komoto was one of the first people that he spoke to obviously see if she would be interested to become part of the team, and she was game on. From then and now, I've been friends with Komoto, and it has been a very lovely working relationship between the three of us. We had a meeting on a Monday, on that specific Monday, and on a Friday we were up and rolling. That's how serious we were. That's how much we wanted to make it work. The next thing, we had 5, 10 volunteers, 20 volunteers in a very short period of time. We really fed a lot of people on our first day, and that actually gave us the motivation to continue, because even the volunteers who came through, you bought your spoon, I bought a chopping board, you bought a spoon, you bought a knife, you see. So in that manner, it kept growing, and we saw that the vision was actually clear, that we just need to keep on putting in the action.
Thank you for staying with Stories Untold, the home of good news. We are spending some time in Diepkloof today. This is at the Ikemeleng Foundation premises. As you can see right behind me, this is where the young ones come play, make friends, and for just a split moment, forget about all the other social ills that exist out there. And I think more than anything, that's what drives the individuals who work here at the Ikemeleng Foundation.
The Stories Untold team had a chat to 2 of the volunteers at Ikemeleng Foundation, Bonginkosi Ndlovu and Isabel Maonzi.
I started volunteering at Ikemeleng Foundation on September 2021, the time COVID-19 initiated. From there, I just, grew a love to give back to the community, and I took it upon myself to, start volunteering and helping them. We work here Monday to Friday, and most every day we come here, we cook, we decide as to what we want to cook. So like today we are cooking samp, because it's one thing that can feed almost like the entire community or our entire database.
Isabel Maonzi let us in on the role she plays at the foundation.
My duties here at Ikemeleng Foundation is to make sure that we cook every day. We open, we make sure that the older person, the children, the disability, and the pregnant women brought the food from the kitchen.
Whilst the soup kitchen seems to be working like a well-oiled machine, Bonginkosi voiced out some of the challenges they experience in the kitchen.
The first challenge that we face, I might say, is that sometimes we might cook food and not realize that it's small, or maybe we might cook food and realize that it won't cater for like the whole of our benefactors, you understand. So we mostly try to prioritize kids, but also we should not also forget that we also have adults, senior citizens, and people with disabilities that are part of our benefactors. So yeah, I think that's the challenge that we face every now and then. Another thing is that I think we lack funding, number 2, because we have volunteers here, and I think they also need to find means as to how to support their families and help around their households. So you can imagine if you come here every now and then with love and do your job, but then at the end of the day you're not getting anything, which is not a problem. But as I stated before, that at the end of the month, people expect you to wield your duties as a family member. You need to help around the house, you need to buy toiletry, pay rent and all that. So you can't pay rent if you're volunteering.
As time went on, we feeding people, right? So we thought, no, we can't just go on feeding people without educating them. So when they're getting fed, they also need to be educated in the process, so that they at the end they would know how to go back and get the very same food that we feeding them as they grow. I'm talking about the young ones. Yeah, so we thought of studying an after-school program where we're going to help them with homeworks, help them prepare for exams and many other school activities. And yeah, we just gathered a database amongst our beneficiaries, and yeah, it kicked off, and yeah, on a very positive note.
We have an educational umbrella as a separate project. We have the gardening. We have a gardening project also, which is separate from the educational, and the soup kitchen. So all of those departments need different assistance, and that's where we find different generous donors out there who are willing to assist.
We spoke to Question Malehlela, an English teacher at Itirele Zenzele Comprehensive School.
I assist by teaching. We give extra lessons, extra classes. We know that the community of Diepkloof, most parents here are disadvantaged in terms of the finances, so it becomes a bit difficult for them to pay for extra lessons. So what we do after school programs, also have Saturday classes whereby we are teaching these particular learners, and it is helping because we even see their results. Each and every time they come to us, we get to check the progress. Are they progressing? What is it that they are struggling with? Where they are struggling, we get to assist in that department as well.
He added that the volunteers at the foundation are also making a difference with the scholars.
They are helping because, like I indicated, in terms of the English subject, we'll be asking them to assist in terms of reading. Not all the volunteers that are there are not academically educated. They are, just that they are disadvantaged in terms of furthering their studies. But when it comes to reading, especially for the young ones that they come, they will be reading the storybooks to them. I will be there just to assist when maybe there's a challenge to use my specialties in that department. Most learners that we deal with in that foundation, you will find that they can't even read. Some are in grade 9, grade 10, and you get to ask yourself questions to say, but how can a person be in grade 9, grade 10, but they're also lacking the literacy skills that are necessary for them to be capacitated with at such an early age. So I think it's a challenge of maybe I'm going way far in terms of the system. I think systematically as well, the government, we are lacking. We always compare the private schools and the government schools. With our government schools, we're just expecting 30%. So the children that come to us, they just want to pass for the sake of passing, but they're not aiming for higher marks so that they can be able to go to the next grades and to go to higher institutions of learning. So those are some of the challenges. I can also mention stationery, like I indicated. When we have overcrowding, you'll find that not all of them can have access to the books that we are using. I'll just say to him, my brother, just continue doing what you are doing. You are not only doing good for those ones, but you're also assisting the ones that are behind them, their parents. So I'll just say to him, my brother, just continue to do good for the community. You are doing it micro, but with time, definitely it will go macro.
The food garden was started for sustainable reasons for the soup kitchen. With these food gardens, it's not just us as a foundation or as volunteers that we just wake up and say we're going to start a food garden. I myself don't even have a knowledge as well of gardening. So there's a chief grower who helps us with this whole things. His name is Owen Mlaudzi.
He indicated that he was to start a soup kitchen, and soup kitchen there must be food to serve the children, and that's how we built that relationship. Then time to time I assured him to say, well, if that's what you think you want to start, then I'm here. Just let me know how I can help. Knowing the population that he feeds on weekly basis, in terms of the quantity wise, I know that this will be enough. But whatever that we have, since we identified that no, he squeezed this garden, we try by all means on our blind spots, we just put a few vegetables that will be enough, or that will be enough to take to the soup kitchen.
This is Stories Untold. We're almost at the end of our journey, but we still have a bit more good news to bring your way. And today we're standing right outside the premises of Ikemeleng Foundation, which is an MPO that uplifts members of this community. But we are seeing this story through its founder, Percy Malepe. Now, the man himself is fulfilled through doing the good in his community.
As the saying goes, no man is an island. Edward Mariba has been Percy's source of strength from the very beginning.
I met Percy with his friend. When I spoke to him, I saw potential. I'm proud of him. I'm proud of him, what he's doing to the community of Diepkloof. Especially when I came, I came all the time here. I can find that it's got with the youth, and they are happy. Some are leaving the foundation, going for the some work. I think he's doing a good job. So I can see the patient eye. Whatever I want, I will help.
Edward Mariba to me is like a father, because in every step that I took from the beginning, even before the foundation has started, he has always been there for me.
Malepe's work has been recognized by Africa Cocoon, an NPO that works to develop the lives of South African youth through education and skills development.
2021, when I was recognized by Africa Cocoon for being the young community builder of the year, but I was not there to receive the award by that time, so someone had to take it for me. It was in the year 2021 when Africa Cocoon recognized me with the award, and I was part of their beneficiaries as well.
He's a very wonderful person, and what I like about him mostly, he's very much good at taking risk. And what I like about him, he only says something once and then he gets it done. So I think that's also one of the things that I was drawn to when I met him. You even see how he lives with other people in the community. Like, wow, like the things that he does, I'm obviously all the time I'm always like thinking, how do you do it? In 10 years, I see ourselves running libraries all across South Africa and in future Africa, because we want to start libraries, especially in rural areas where we come from, and that's one of our biggest milestones that we are looking forward to.
In the next 10 years, we would like to see Ikemeleng Foundation in all the 9 provinces having capacity buildings in terms of libraries and skills development centers, but not just everywhere, deep in the rural areas where people need the services the most. Because I'm from a rural area as well. Even today when I go there's no library where people, like where kids, after walking a very long distance from school, they can go and say we are going to relax there and make a research, get something to eat, learn on something, or play or something like that, So I really need to take Ikemeleng Foundation in every corner of this country, but particularly in the rural areas where I know people really need these services, so that kids cannot find a reason to come all the way to Johannesburg to search for greener pastures. They can create greener pastures there themselves.
And in True Stories Untold style, we have uncovered and shined the spotlight on yet another unsung hero. And if you know any initiative or individual or some good that is happening in your own community, go ahead and reach out to us. We will make sure that we give those individuals the platform that they deserve. From myself, Percy Malepe, and the rest of the team, let's do this again, same time, same place. Goodbye.